Okay, today we're going to do a comparison video of a monster wheel, the Sailrite Monster wheel versus the Chinese knockoff. And this one obviously has this wheel on it, which I always assumed was actually just a black metal wheel that didn't have some of the things that the monster wheel had. And of course it wasn't shiny chrome, but it's not. This is actually plastic. I always thought this was metal, but it's just plastic. And then also this one didn't, at least this one did not have a handle. Now the previous owner put these beads on there, and you can kind of hand crank it that way, and it does actually work, but not like a proper handle. The question was, and I went cheap. I figured how difficult could it be to make a metal monster wheel. You know, the dimensions are pretty known. You know, you just have to make one and machine one, and it should be pretty much the same, whether it's a Sailrite or you know, a knockoff one. They're probably made at the same factory, is what, you know, the common thing that's tossed around. And I'm sure some of this stuff is made at the same factory, but of course Sailrite either has their own pieces made, maybe they are at the same factory, who knows, but they are definitely made to a different specification. I always heard that in years past when I was looking at Sailrites and, you know, contemplating getting a cheaper Chinese version. Many people would say, oh, they're the same thing. Other people would say, no, the Sailrite go, you know, and Sailrite themselves would say, we go through them and we have improved parts, and this one's better. Well, I don't know. You know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Sometimes those parts are identical, and you just charge a premium for slapping a Sailrite name on it or something. But I can tell you, the more that I use this, the more that I research things, the more that I get parts, the more I know that Sailrite actually does make many of their own parts, or at least improve many of their own parts, that make their machines of this design the best in the business. Have no doubt about that. And here is the first concrete example, or at least not the first, but a very good example. So I ordered the Chinese knockoff monster wheel. All right, and I paid, what is that, $96.29 to have it shipped here. So the Sailrite one is $125. So I saved $30, just rounded to $30 by getting this one. But then I got it, you know, it came in those two boxes, came with these pieces. So I got it, pulled it out of the box, and was just immediately absolutely disappointed. And then I'll tell you why, and I'll show you a few more things. And then, but let's take a look at the Sailrite. So that came in that box. This is what came in the Sailrite. You know, all this stuff came in that box. And then you open it up, and it has this packaging. Look at this packaging. Packaging is unbelievable. It's like a display piece. So this is the monster wheel, and it is a monster. It's heavy, so we can get it out. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of differences. Let's start with some of the machine work. All right, so let's take a look at, let me zoom in so you can see it, the machine work. Okay, this is the mating surface. Now that machine work looks pretty darn good. Pretty amazing. Let me see if I can get even closer. That's a pretty good camera for a phone, huh? Look at that machine work. That's fantastic. So let's look at the knockoff wheel. Ugh. That is absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. I can't even tell what I'm looking at. You know, and I don't know if that's just paint, like a terrible paint job, but I don't think so. I think it's some paint and some bad machine work. I mean, look at that tooth right in the center of the screen. It's not even straight. So, very, very disappointed. Now, that's not even to talk about the paint job and the rust. Now, when I ordered this, it was supposed to be silver, you know, just like the Sailrite, or chrome, or stainless, or whatever that thing's made out of. The picture that I ordered this from looked like the Sailrite. It was silver. This is what I got. I got some gray painted thing, and look at the paint job on this thing. You can see right there. It's got runs. It's got the runs. It's got rust everywhere. So they painted it so much it ran in some places. Painted it so little it just rusted in other places. So it's, you know, very, very poor quality. And these side pieces where the let's take a look at this. Look at this. So these side pieces, there you go. So those are less horrible, but they're still not great. And the paint job obviously will interfere. I don't even know if the belt will fit in that. As a matter of fact, let me just see. But not great. You can see it really has a hard time. Let me see here. Fitting in there. I'm sure that the belt would probably wear the paint out of there and wear the grooves out, but let's take a look at the machine work on the Sailrite. Look at those grooves. That's amazing. Let's take a look how the belt fits in this one. That's amazing. This is the first time I'm doing this, so I'm observing it just like you. So another thing is the sticker, which is, actually it's coming off a little bit, but that's alright. This little O-ring right here. This little O-ring helps prevent the belt from walking in that direction and rubbing up against any metal. Like over here, there's no shoulder at all, so it could walk off the other side. Over here on this one, it could rub up against this piece. Where is it? Right there. And maybe get worn on the edges or frayed on the edges over time. So having that rubber O-ring on there would help the life of the belt. I bet belts don't wear prematurely often, but this can only help. So another thing is, let's take a look at this. So in there you see the set screws. You see the set screws machining. So it's hard to get there. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. So you can see the machine work of these set screws. Let's take a look at this one. Set screws in it, but you can see, look at that rough casting work there. So this is not very good at all. Let me see. Let's look at the other one. Yeah, look at that. That's actually horrendous. And again, compared to that. And look at the other one. And that one. So this one's not perfect, but you know, for a set screw, it's pretty good. Now let's look at the other stuff that comes with it. The handle. So this is the handle. Let's use this white paper here. There is the handle. It's got just basically a straight piece of plastic cut on both ends. Not very well, I suppose. Let's look at it from this side. There you go. Just a piece of plastic rod with a hole cut in it, and again, not very well, not drilled very well. And the bolt is, just a regular cap screw bolt. And then let's look at the Sailrite stuff compared to the Sailrite stuff. So this is the Sailrite version, and this is the bolt that holds this one. This was actually called a shoulder bolt when they have a shoulder on it like that. You know, those threads are the same threads as those, I'm sure. I hope, actually. I'll check them in a second. And but this is a shoulder bolt, so it just screws down to that shoulder, and then the whole thing gets tight. So the bolt gets tight, but it allows that handle to rotate on the bolt without, you know, the bolt head squeezing that handle tight. This one, I don't know if this one actually would do that. As much threads that are on there. I mean, let's take a look at this. As much threads that are on that, I don't know. Have to check. I'm not even gonna check though. I'm returning this other thing. So, anyways, let's see. So I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, this is pretty horrendous for $96.29. This is pretty amazing, and really, in comparison, a bargain at $125. And don't forget, like I said, this one has the posi pin hole right there. This one has no posi pin hole, so this is not even posi pin capable. It's just 30 bucks more. This is much better quality and capability. And in this case, the difference between the actual Sailrite spec'd component and the direct from factory Chinese version is staggering in quality, but not so staggering in price. I was foolish to buy this one and not just go ahead and spend 125 bucks on that one. So you live and learn. I also bought the cruisers package for repairs. I don't remember exactly how this was. How much this was. It was either like $60 or $90. I can't even remember. But it has the other small drive belt, 2 of those little feet, posi pin, bobbin case, jib hook, another belt, that piece, which I don't remember what it's called. Let's see what it's called. The retaining ring cap spring for ultra feed. Couple of screws, couple small screws. I believe that is the tension spring, and it comes with some oil. So once again, Sailrite definitely has the quality. So in this instance, lesson learned. Shame on me for trying to go cheap. So anyways, that's our Sailrite lesson for the day.